you guys, it's Marissa. Thank you so much, first of all, for all the kind comments on the last video that I did, like Negative Nelly over here. And then you guys made me feel like I was some big artiste superstar at the end of like all the comments I read. I was like, what? I'm actually good. So thank you. I'm prone to being negative, and if you know me and maybe follow me on Instagram, you know that the last 2 years have been kind of mixed, good and mixed bad. And so I, again, tend to find the negative. I'm trying to get better and count my blessings rather than my sorrows. So anyways, I don't know where I was going with that, but I tend to always be hard on myself. And I just want to say, I'm just putting you right here because everything else in this room is a mess. I've had a lot of interest in seeing how I store the things that I cut out of my magazines. First thing I thought when I picked up this phone of mine was, okay, what if everybody thinks the way I store mine sucks? And it might. It's not probably the most ideal. To be honest, what I really want to do is just get another organization thing, like another, let me put over here, one of those Alex units, and just throw everything in a flipping drawer. But this is the way I do it. This is what's easy for me to bring it to my table. And so I just thought I would show you how I store the magazine things. I'm going to try not to show my other organization because, I'd love to do a room tour, but you specifically would like to see, the things I cut out of the magazine. So I'm going to do that. Sorry, I didn't know where else to go. And no, the cops aren't here. It's my husband's take-home car. So I was just looking through. I'm like, what if they think the cops are here? Okay, here we go. So there's kind of all kinds of different places that I store. So I'll just show you the main place that I store magazines, and then or magazine cutouts. And then eventually, like, I will show you how I store, like, my vintage stuff. But this room, I'll just kind of pan. I have to, oh my goodness. It's a mess. It's a complete caca mess. But you're not here for that. So, I don't know if other people hold on to their magazines, but even though I cut them up, I still, and I used to throw them away, but I started saving them. I have no idea why, but I just store them in case I get bored one day and want to recut. Because sometimes you cut things and then you go back and I'm like, oh, I actually could use that. So I'm already out of breath. I keep my magazines there. And I just wanted to share, if you guys are into cutting images, I found this book when we were in Santa Cruz. I've never seen this. This is just kind of like sorry for the shadow. You just put your own collage in it. It has like some stuff back here. But this is like a $30 or $40 book, this Amy Butler Blossom. I saw somebody else share this. I got this on the Amazon Marketplace for like $4. But it is one of the most, I don't even want to cut it up, colorful books I have ever seen. This is the lady that does like the fabrics, but I guess she also has magazines. So she put like 2 of her issues in one book, but holy moly. I just wanted to share that book. If you're into cutting like I am, and you get kind of tired of magazines, because I know I do. These are all new books that I need to go through. But I keep down here, these are books that I cut up, or that I want to finish cutting up, and there's the magazines. And then these are just kind of books. See, here I go showing you that I cut while I'm doing collage. So as far as magazines, oh gosh, this is like a horrible, horrible way that I do it. I made it sound like, oh, if you guys want to see, it's this great way. It's not. Now that I'm thinking of it, it's not. I have 3 main places. This was how I mainly did my storing. This is horrible. And I need to be better of just putting this on my desk and just finding things from here. I can't even tell you what's in here. But this was how I originally did it. This was all I had to collage with. But then I wanted to go cut up books. So this is kind of where I call like my artsy, or not artsy, but like the Jane Davenport, that kind of stuff is over here. So I get these bags from Daiso, and I know you can also get them at Michael's right now. This is just easy for me because I also go in bed. My husband will be watching TV and I cut. That's what if I'm not in this dang craft room till 3 o'clock in the morning. I have horrible insomnia. So this right here, let me try, I'm not trying not to be shaky. So I use a lot of these. These are even from the Dollar Tree. These are ones I have to actually finish cutting. So that's like the Tisha Moore. So this one here, this is not a great, I'm really kind of embarrassed, you guys, to show this. These are like Robin Marie. This isn't really magazine stuff, but these are like my printables. Let's say that. These are printables. This is how I store printables. So the Patreon printables, this right here is from Daiso. I'm actually in the process of cutting things out right now. So this is kind of just how I sit. But these, or this folder right here, it's, sorry, it's getting to be dark, so it's kind of sucks. But, so this is how I store, these are $1.50 at Daiso. You could use any kind of folder that has, you know, these sleeves in it. But this is how I store my printables. And I just go through the ones that I haven't cut. But like, here's how I set up. I'm cutting up this mixed media magazine now. So I just put piles of like faces, piles of, you'll see how I store them. Okay, I'm gonna just throw this on the ground. Now, this is how I store my magazine die cuts, the little pieces I have cut out. These in here are where I store the bigger pieces. So that's actually from books. I used to have them labeled, but the labels keep coming off. So this is what I consider small art, where it's just pieces from mixed media magazines, but they're like smaller. So if I'm looking for something small, that's how I store it. I know, I told you it's not the greatest, and they're so full right now. This is like women and faces. This is completely full. So it's just, you know, it's probably not the greatest, but this is what's working for me. This is what I consider medium art. I'll just cut out whatever, you know, large. So these are like the big pieces, or like maybe backgrounds that I use. I've started cutting up children's books. This is from one children's book. This is from another. These are also folders from Daiso. So these are just bigger pieces. Let me just, you know, this is really no rhyme or reason. I haven't been actually pulling from these that much, but, and I don't have them labeled. It's just, again, most of them are children's books, some like flow books, some mixed media that didn't make it into the other one. But this is what I really enjoy using. These are 4 units. They're from Michael's. I only get them when they're like 60% off because they're regular, I think, $30 or $40. So I just took some label makers, and this is how I do it. So I won't go through each one, but like, here's small words. So, and the bad thing about this is they can get super, super full. I ended up throwing away some of my stuff. I know. These are like flowers that I completely fussy cut. These are sometimes like just pictures of flowers, birds and animals. So this is how I do it. And it might not be, you know, the greatest, but the reason I like it, these are from magazines. These are little small stickers. These are like mixed media girl pictures, I guess. You can kind of see what's going on here, right? I don't use this left side that much. This side I use a lot. So these are my Patreon minis that I cut. And I have her bigger ones in there. These are like the Tisha Moore small ones. Most of these are printables. It's just when I felt like cutting. Tisha Moore faces. Tisha Moore miscellaneous. These are like Girls and Monsters from Patreon. These are, what are these? Art Girls? I don't really know what I'm doing in there yet. I think those are from like girls images from mixed media. These are just faces or heads. So anytime I want a face or a head, you know, or half of a body, I pull that out. This one I was going to make like clothing because I started cutting out hats and pants, but I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it because I feel like I'm overflowing on some. These are like full bodies. Does that make sense? It makes sense to me. They're body parts, so just legs, or I have a lot of just eyes in here. I don't know what these are. What are these? Some of these stickers I made myself. That's really kind of, I don't know if I, now the reason I like this is because I take these to my desk. So these are shapes that I have cut out of magazines that I just like the background maybe, or I just want a piece of it. You know what I mean? Like a piece to make, you see what I mean? They're just shapes. This shapes of different funky backgrounds. I don't know, I started just mixing them all up, to be honest. These are small shapes. So these are mainly just like circles, I think, like circles of stuff, just smaller ones. And then these are, get my iPad out of the way. These are kind of like objects that I've cut out that I would want to use in my collage. So, which, you know, I became too, can I say the word anal? Because say for instance, this right here, I would have put in the objects that I have right here. These are images and objects. So what makes it go into the other one? I couldn't tell you, but sometimes I'll just grab both drawers. So like this dude right here, I kind of cut into a whale, I think, or something. I don't know what justifies it being a collage object, but that is how I store my things. So this I think is perfect because I can pull it over to my desk. These are just kind of, they kind of get forgotten. I do use these a lot, but these new ones I started are kind of getting forgotten. I just think I have too many, you know? So here, I'll show you like what I mean by, hold on, I don't want to make you dizzy. This, seriously, this room is a mess. So here's like my small art. So what do you consider small art, Marissa? Because you could stick it in a drawer. Just rectangles of small art. It could be a background. It could be, you can see what I mean. So sometimes I'll even fussy cut from that. But when I feel like fussy cutting, like these right here, sometimes I just rip, like you can see, I just rip a whole page out. Don't know where I'm going to put that. But this will go in my big faces folder. So that's how I do it. I just want to show you because I think that these are good for me. Now, if I want to go upstairs or I want to go travel in collage, it is kind of hard, you know, like I don't know how I'll take it with me, but that is how I do it. That is what I use to store all of like the fussy cut things. And then the other ones, like the bigger pieces, will go in something here. I've said before in my scrap room tours, I wish that I could have one isolated place where everything, like washi in one place. I have washi in 4 different places. I don't think it'll ever be like that because this side of the room is considered my art side. This is like my vintage junk journal. This over here is my scrapbooking side. So I've got washi over there as well. So anyways, oh look, and then I have these trays too. So that's kind of how I do it. When I get this cleaned up, I will definitely do a tour. So I hope that gave you some ideas. It may not be the best, but I like bringing those little drawers to my table. And that is how I got those images into that journal, and that's how I finished it because it was just easy access. So thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, please ask me. Okay, I'll see you soon. Bye. Okay, I'm back. I forgot to show you. I just thought you'd be interested in seeing the old way. I still sometimes pull from here. So let me show you. I forgot to show you. See, this should probably just be one big share of a room. This down here, it's a mess. We're going to talk about why I have all of these here in my scrap room tour. But this is, again, some more of these. This is how I store my flow stuff. So, gosh, this is packed. These are backgrounds and quotes from Flo and Daphne Diary magazines. I don't even pull these anymore. Backgrounds and big pics. This is so bad. If you could see cut aparts. I really like these envelopes. So this is, yeah, this is really bad. So that's how I do those. I also have these two. Actually, this is vintage wrapping paper. Let's put that over here. These are from Daiso as well. So these are from the Flo. And Daphne, I thought I'd show this because I know a lot of people cut out of that too. This is, I think, yeah, cut apart. So I store it in that too. The stickers from Daphne's Diary and I'm just dropping everything Flo are also in these. So I know this isn't magazine cutouts, but I just thought I would show you this. I can just shuffle through this. So I want to show you that, but let's try to make it past this. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm gonna fall. Oh, okay. Oh, fudgeroni. This right here I had in my old scrap room. So I used to do a lot of more art journaling with women. So I didn't do it with women. You know what I mean? Like, or, okay, I used a lot of women images. I don't really use these anymore, but this was before I started putting words in there. This was how I stored some of my words. Girls and Body Parts is empty because I moved it in there. These are like rings, and mainly rings and earrings that I like to use as well. And then I went crazy with words and started cutting out descriptive words only, like this. I don't even pull from here anymore. So this is like a little tool thing, simple sayings, large sayings. So that's another way that I used to do them. This in here is body parts and women, and I actually went through and got rid of a lot of things. So I think that these are the women, maybe. These are just body parts, and look at how thick this is. This is another way. This is actually growing into the drawers. This is background. This used to be completely filled to here, but I have actually recycled a lot of it. So these are smaller backgrounds. And now that I'm showing you this, I should really start using this. But look at how full this is of just all kinds of images. So this I don't think is this is how I like it, but it's not the greatest way. These are butterflies and flowers. I have some books in here as well, but I like to use these from Daiso, and so they just kind of open up. It's not gonna let me show you. Words, objects, and watches. So like I just cut these two out and I just threw them in here. But a lot of the bigger words I put in there, the watches. So that's another way that I store it. I just thought I would pop in and show you that. But now I'm seeing these two. I should probably start pulling these out. Like, look at that. That's a lot of words. Who goes through and puts them in sentences? Do it. What's that? I don't even know. Things, feelings. Oh my goodness. So that's another way I guess you could do it. I'm sure I'll find another. Looking around. How else do I store these suckers? Do I see anything else? No. I'll save the rest for my room tour. But yeah, this right here has been the key. So I just wanted to pop in and show you that too, just to give you another idea. Lots of envelopes, lots of folders, and lots of drawers. Okay, thanks again. I'll see you later. Bye.